So I've been running ads for more than 12 years before Facebook, aka Meta, had a conversion objective. Now, in this time, I've used only ads to grow more than a dozen businesses past $100,000 per month. And almost every single one of them faced this exact same problem. They all found it incredibly difficult to bring in the right person with ads. And it's simply because they were violating one of these 4 high ticket ad commandments. Commandments that you absolutely must follow if you want your ads to bring you in high quality leads that are primed to buy a premium service from you. Think of these as your non-negotiables to running ads if you actually want to make money. But if you're not interested in donating to the Zuckerberg Foundation, then stick around and I'll show you the 4 simple tweaks you can do to make your ads profitable or more profitable in just a few minutes. Let's get into it. The first high ticket ad commandment is that your ad absolutely must be directly associated with your ideal client's dream outcome. What you lead with in your ads is who you attract in your business. I had a client recently who was running with all sorts of different front-end lead magnets. I'm talking appointment setting guides and even how to write the best hooks for your client campaigns. Now, the reason that they were doing this was because it was bringing them a lower overall cost per lead. But what it also did was brought them incredibly low quality leads who, when push came to shove, didn't actually really care about the service that they provided for their clients. Surprise, surprise. So the first thing we did when we started working together was install an ad that pointed to a training specifically showing them how they can scale past 50K a month and sustain it using our playbook. Our cost per lead went up a little bit, but our cost per qualified lead dropped by nearly 75%. Now they've been adding 100K plus per month ever since and continue to scale using that exact angle. So the moral here is that if you want to attract people who want to scale an agency past 50K per month, your ad needs to be talking about scaling an agency past 50K per month. But it's not enough to simply lead with a big, bold promise anymore, which brings me to my next high ticket ad commandment, which is come with fucking receipts. Information is literally everywhere right now. So nobody really cares because they can get an answer, they can get information directly from ChatGPT at their fingertips in a matter of seconds. What they care about is results. Has this information been proven? Will this information actually work for me? A lot of things that AI can't do. Literally, the only way to do this is by pulling out your receipts and slapping them on the table. Not to mention, it is literally the best marketing that you'll ever have. I had a client recently who was trying to run her own ads, but literally nothing she was doing was working. She tried testing new audiences, she tried different bidding strategies, she tried different campaign objectives, and even swapping around creatives like crazy. But none of this worked because those weren't what the real problem was. Her ads were simply making empty promises, which in today's landscape, nobody gives a shit. So what I had her do was swap in exactly what she had achieved in her business, which was creating a multi-7-figure business working part-time, which was exactly what her perfect fit clients actually wanted from their business. And surprise, surprise, her ads were profitable for the first time ever. After a little bit of optimization, these ads ended up bringing her a ridiculous ROI and continued to do so for months. So now why does this work so well? Well, it's because when you lead with results, you are communicating that you have proof that you can help your clients get the dream outcome that they so desperately want, whether that's in their life, their business, or whatever, indicating that you have a plan or blueprint to do so, also known as you know something that they don't. But this is only possible if you show up with receipts that you've actually done it. Otherwise, nobody gives a shit. But there is one more thing that you can do to gain the attention and desire of your ideal client and stand out in today's crazy crowded market. Which brings me to high ticket ad commandment number 3, which is create contrast and show your uniqueness. Great ads always create massive contrast. If you want a standout 10 out of 10 ad, it needs to create massive contrast in the market. The good news is that it's not actually that difficult to do. You don't have to scream at the top of your lungs, dance like a buffoon for likes, or try to become the next Hawk Tuah. It's actually all about how you position yourself in your ad. Let me explain. I have a client who came to me around 8K per month, and he was stuck focusing on what everybody else was doing. Not only was he only trying to grow his business organically, which is a terrible idea if you ever actually want to scale, but he had very little differentiation, so his clients couldn't understand why they should pick him instead of literally anybody else in the market. So the first thing we did when we started working together was we created a series of ads that called out explicitly why traditional measures weren't working to solve their problem and why his approach specifically addressed the shortcomings of the traditional approach. It was a classic us versus them in literally all of our ads. Fast forward 18 months and those ads have been running uncontested, have brought in nearly 7 figures on their own, and continue to scale to this day. But there was one more thing that made these ads so powerful, taking me to the final high ticket ad commandment, which is you must have a plan to replicate the result. Too many people are afraid to give away the plan on how they actually get their clients' results. But guess what? How else is your client supposed to know that you can help them? Imagine asking your home builder what their plan is to build the foundation for your house, and they come back and said, I can't tell you because it's IP. That would be a glaring red flag. Your ideal client, even if you gave them the full blueprint, the full plan, and everything, they're still going to need your support at some point in the process, simply because they don't know what you know. They're always going to need accountability, guidance, and customized support to help reach their own dream outcome. That's what really sells premium high-ticket packages, not simply information. Now, this can be done by sharing your own journey to getting those results or by sharing what you did with a client to get them their dream outcome. Either way, you're demonstrating that you have a proven blueprint for repeat success. Again, imagine if your home builder told you they were going to wing it this time on your foundation. Not good. The most impactful part of this, though, isn't just the evidence that you can do it. It's that when you share your journey through the plan, your prospects are actually able to see themselves going through that same journey. They're able to finally visualize their own success. And the first step for any customer to buy anything is to first visualize themselves getting that dream outcome. But when you pair all 4 of these high ticket ad commandments that I just shared with you, you'll be advertising and attracting premium clients on easy mode, which, by the way, I help experts scale their coaching or consulting businesses every single day using simple Instagram ads. I've had clients go from 8K to 86K per month, and I've had clients go from 50K to 200K plus per month, and literally everything in between. I have do-it-yourself, done with you, and done for you with options to suit just about any budget. So if you're interested in working with me, you can apply using the link in the description below, or just DM me Grow over on Instagram at WesBriggsOfficial, and I'll send you all the details. If you want to learn how I produce a crazy amount of content in a very short period of time, then go watch my system for doing so in this video over here. I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.